Lord Lieutenant, Chair, ladies and gentlemen, are very warm, although it's cold out there. Good morning to you. I'm the High Sheriff, Imam Monroe Hussain, and it's a great pleasure to have you here. I thought we'd just change the order slightly. I'm going to introduce you to Bridget. Bridget is from the Oxford Trust here, who are hosting us this morning. And so Bridget will sort of do a welcome and short introduction to the Trust. So over to you, Bridget.
Thanks, Manuel. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to welcome you all here to this location. It's wonderful to be able to host this event here this morning, and lovely to see you all here. For those of you that haven't heard of the Oxford Trust before or don't know about us, I just wanted to say a little bit. So we were set up in 1985 by Sir Martin and Lady Audrey Wood, and our mission as a charity is to encourage the pursuit of science and enterprise. And so we've been involved in supporting science-based businesses since 1985, mostly through innovation centres. So this is our newest sort of jewel in the crown, the Wood Centre for Innovation on this site, but we also have an innovation centre in the centre of Oxford, and we run other programmes supporting start-up and early-stage businesses. And then the part of the Oxford Trust that I'm responsible for is generally known to the public as Science Oxford, and that's the work we do with young people, which is also really important to us. So we're very much here inspiring and enabling young people in science and helping them to feel connected in science and to feel that sciences can be for them and it's something they can do. And so obviously we like to think that we're playing our own small part in helping to lay the foundations for an ongoing provision of climate action heroes on into the future. So that's why it feels such a lovely event to be supporting.
A very warm welcome to the High Sheriff's Awards. My heartfelt congratulations to all the recipients of this prestigious award. The Office of the High Sheriff has been in existence for over 1,000 years, second oldest to the monarchy. And it's a huge privilege and honour to serve as High Sheriff of one of the most vibrant, creative and dynamic counties in our country. The climate emergency is the single biggest issue facing humanity, and taking my theme of celebrating Oxfordshire's heroes, I felt that it was appropriate to celebrate as many individuals, community groups and businesses as possible who are passionate about climate action and who have made a demonstrable contribution to their local communities. I hope that by doing so, not only is this an opportunity to celebrate and recognise outstanding contributions to climate action in the county, but I hope this will also be a catalyst and inspiration for further climate action initiatives in our county. It has been humbling and inspirational to read the nominations. I want to convey my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all who took the time to nominate and to all those who were nominated. My thanks to all the judges. Nigel Tipple, we'll hear from him shortly, CEO of Oxlab. Adrian Searle, CEO of Oxfordshire Community Foundation. Chris Church, Chair of Oxfordshire COP26. Sandra Fisher-Martins, Programme Manager, Climate Action, Oxfordshire County Council, and Georgina Matthews, Director of Communications here at the Oxford Trust. And Jack, our youth representative. I'm so glad that Jack is here, and very welcome to you, Jack, and I'm so pleased that you were part of the judging panel. From Voxy, Oxfordshire, Voice of Oxfordshire's Youth. Rosie Boys, back there from Oxfordshire County Council, has been a huge help. So Rosie, a big thank you for all the admin that you've provided. You've been an absolute star and taken lots of, all that sort of work of admin off me, so thank you. Joy, who isn't here, but thanks to her also for the outstanding support with the administrative aspects of the award. So I hope you all enjoy this wonderful occasion. and once again, thank you. You are Oxfordshire's climate action heroes, and I'm absolutely delighted that you're here, and I hope, as I say once again, that your stories, your work in the county will be an inspiration for many others, and that's why Chris and we have a team filming us, and we'll have some photos also of the event, which I'll share with you, and I hope that you'll use on your sort of social media channels and so on. But now I'm going to pass you on to Councillor Joan Howson. He's the chair of the Oxfordshire County Council. Welcome, John.
Good morning, Manuel, and thank you very much. And as Manuel said, the climate emergency is undoubtedly the most significant threat facing our planet and our society at this time. These notes were written for me last week, and they go on to say we're already seeing the impact that extreme weather is having on people and places across the globe. I think if they'd been written since Friday, they would have added "and Oxford" as I watched the tree come down on the Banbury Road. And it's heat waves, flooding, winds. We know all about the effects of it. So the need to act now is paramount. Otherwise, we threaten the stability of our planet and the ability of future generations to survive and thrive. And our response should be not only at a national and regional level, but also at a local level. It is by individuals and groups taking action collectively that we can make a difference. And I reflect that we as a society gave up the use of single-use plastic bags, and my parents' generation, in response to clean air, gave up the use of coal for heating. So we know that individuals can make a difference. And Oxfordshire has a long and proud tradition of local action. The County Council has been supporting local action groups and a network of climate action groups for over 20 years now. And we have the largest grouping of local community action groups in the UK, with over 100 events per year, contributing to 50,000 volunteer hours a year. A staggering figure to start with, but nowhere near good enough. But we are fortunate that so many people from across the county make a difference and inspire others. And that's what Monroe wanted to recognise, the role played by individuals and organisations across the county. Our homegrown climate action heroes who are affecting this change through our own work. Now, my passion as a politician is education. And after my term as chair of the County Council finishes in May, I want to encourage all our schools and young people to become climate heroes. After all, school playgrounds are the public asset that is least used for the purpose for which they're intended. About 5% of the year do children play in them. And after Friday's storms, I want to know whether schools can become local resilience hubs and can be used to protect and support power to our communities, particularly in our rural areas where we've seen most of the damage to power supplies. However, today is about you, and I would like to thank and recognise everyone who is receiving an award today. You are making that difference in our communities. You are inspiring others and showing what we can achieve by working together. We salute your efforts, and I would like to personally thank you. You are that example to us all. Congratulations. Carry on with what you're doing, knowing that what you do is both worthwhile and recognised. Thank you.
I've not written a speech because I was just going to speak about the process. We were all, as a judging panel, brought together to be inspired, I think, in many ways by the applications, by the individuals, by the businesses, and by the community groups that have come together to do things for people like us in the room, just people in communities. And I think we often forget the core reason for that is those individuals' motivation. They want to do something different, they want to support someone, they want to make a difference in their community. And we often celebrate sporting activity and we celebrate those who look after people in the community. We don't often look at the environment around us. So I think for me, I was really proud when Mono asked me personally, but others as well, to join that judging panel. When we looked at the diversity, the resilience, the capability, the passion, the vision of individuals, for me, coming from a business-led organisation, it was just looking like leaders, looking at people who were leaders of businesses in many ways. They were leading communities, they were leading groups, they were taking responsibility, personal action. John's talked about the kind of personal impact that places have, whether it's school playgrounds or teachers, but actually you in the room have inspired not just the communities around you, but hopefully the next generation as well. And I also thought it was worth reflecting on something I read about a little while ago. David Attenborough, we all know his kind of pedigree and legacy, but he was asked a question about whether he thought we as people, as humans, were going to become extinct. And he replied just off the cuff and said, no, we're too resourceful, we're too clever, we're too adaptable, and we'll find a way of making things change. Now, I haven't got his words right, but it was broadly that. And I think for me, you as climate heroes in this room are exhibiting all those characteristics. You will help us do things differently. You will challenge the rest of us who are doing a kind of a day job, and we'll find a way together to really celebrate. So congratulations on the awards, well deserved. Thank you for the opportunity of kind of reading your proposals, and I very much look forward to seeing you get those rewards by way of Monoar's presentation shortly.
And good morning, everybody. It's great to see you all here. I just want to say a couple of words about why Oxfordshire County Council is sponsoring some of these awards today. We have put tackling the climate emergency at the very heart of what we do as a county council. And the reason for offering these awards today is, as others have said, because we can only do that with the help of the people living in this county. We can set the tone as a county council, but what really matters is what people actually do themselves. And you are the living example of how that can happen. So I'm really pleased that Oxfordshire County Council has been able to sponsor 3 Community Action Awards. I think it gives the right message to people that it doesn't matter who you are or where you live, you can make a difference. So I'm proud of the fact that we're all here today, and I look forward to hearing about your projects, and I look forward to seeing these projects move forward over the next few years, because we need to do something. I'm not going to repeat what others have said about the climate emergency. We all know that it's something we need to tackle, but with your help we can do it. Thank you all very much indeed for being here, and all I can say is Oxfordshire County Council has got your backs. Thank you.
And I want to introduce you to our Shriva Remembered Sir, His Honour Patrick Eccles QC. Patrick Eccles is a huge support for me as a High Sheriff. We also have an Under Sheriff. I want to acknowledge him, Michael Payne. He couldn't be here because he's been poorly, but we wish him good health. But I want to acknowledge your support for me, Patrick. This is going to be our sort of last, my last big award ceremony. So you've been absolutely fabulous and huge support. So thank you for that. Over to you.
Yes, well, the following citations for the High Sheriff's Climate Action Heroes Awards for the Community Action category for services to climate action in Oxfordshire. And the first under the project name Nature Recovery Network, abbreviated to NRN, the Thames Valley Wildflower Meadow Restoration Project, abbreviated to TVWMRP, and the nominated group name Nature Recovery Network and Longmead Wildlife Site. In 2018, Catriona Bass and Kevin Martin established the Thames Valley Wildflower Meadow Restoration Project to create along the Thames and the Cherwell a continuous corridor of floodplain meadow habitat, of which only 4 square miles remain in the UK, an area the size of Heathrow Airport. Both projects are intended as long-term, sustainable local professional and community projects to address the climate and ecological crisis. Both projects aim to break down existing silos in society that currently hamper efforts to restore nature. Now, TVWMRP, in the 3 years of its existence, TVWMRP has brought together Oxford College head gardeners, local farmers, professional ecologists, academics, and environmental organisations, local residents and vulnerable adults. These worlds rarely meet, but the project shows the extraordinary energy and creativity that comes from bringing them together. The project has already succeeded in getting neighbouring landowners to commit to creating an uninterrupted meadow corridor on the left bank of the Thames from Pink Hill to Port Meadow. Only one field belonging to the Oxfordshire County Council remains to be committed. Most of the opposite bank also contains species-rich meadows. The Nature Recovery Network, from its humble beginnings in 2019, the Nature Recovery Network has generated a long list of positive outcomes. Perhaps the most significant is the vibrant communication that is now evident across the Nature Recovery Network. This includes schools across several parishes that are now acting together to engage teachers and pupils in nature recovery projects. Engagement with parish councils has also been an important outcome in laying the foundations for a much more informed and nature-focused engagement with their communities. On the practical side, projects include surveys of the nature within the villages, the extensive and very public new wildflower meadows that have been created, the new hedgerow in a public playground, a thorough water quality testing programme, changes in parish council management of green spaces, creation of a hedgehog highway through Ensham, as well as the organisation of new skills and knowledge generated by the many events and workshops that have been organised. NRN is being described as a model project that could be replicated across the country. Its success is demonstrated by the fact that in the last year, Catriona and Kevin have been asked to present its concepts at the Berks, Bucks and Oxford Wildlife Trust, Wild Oxfordshire, Lower Windrush Valley Project, Witchwood Forest Trust, Thames Valley Environmental Record Centre, and many local parish councils and community groups. May I therefore invite Catriona Bass, Professor Kevin Martin, and Emily Terry to step forward to receive the award. Now, the second award goes to the project name Watlington Climate Action, Green Plan and Community Renewable Energy, with the nominated group name Watlington Climate Action Group. Now, these projects have achieved a high profile in the community and beyond since starting as a Facebook group in the spring of 2019. It has attracted 1,800 visits in total, an estimated 600 total individuals, in 6 habitat stations around the town for Green Plan Art Trail over the 2021 August Bank Holiday, engaging a different demographic in the town, families and those interested in art. This event encouraged people to connect with and be inspired to protect local natural habitats. It was a community-wide collaboration and involved in particular the artistic community, alongside conservation experts, family activities and habitat information. Signed up 8 business champions and 10 community allies for the plastic-free Watlington project, and has used social and print media to maximise the impact. It has created a series of short films documenting the hedgerow project to inspire and enable other communities to do the same. The main film in the series has over 6,000 views on YouTube, with many positive comments having been received. There are 45 kilometres of hedgerows surveyed in the first stage of the hedgerow project, and 25 volunteers planted 200 metres of hedgerow in the first hedge planting session on the 11th of December 2021. Ongoing work includes an ongoing programme of events and engagement and awareness raising activities, PR and newsletters. There's ongoing work on green plan projects with practical implementation of habitat work. In addition, there is a further film in progress on Hedgerow project documenting the implementation stage. There is a film on the Chalgrove Brook on the importance of protecting our local chalk stream and how communities can be engaged, film due to be released early 2022 in partnership with the River Tame Conservation Trust. There has been working with Oxford University Stalk Project to develop hedgerow pigments as a result of our Green Plan work. There has been innovative tree fostering schemes where volunteers look after local saplings to ensure that we will have locally grown saplings to plant once we have agreed where planting can take place. This is important to minimise carbon emissions from transporting saplings, it saves costs, ensure availability, and to avoid diseases. May I therefore invite Andrea Brewer and Sophie Nelson to step forward to receive the award.
I'm going to take an award first. Oh, this is most kind. Thank you so very much. All the very best. Thank you.
The third award under this category goes to the project name Thames Trees and the nominated group name 21st Century Tame. This project's original aim was to plant 500 trees in 2020 wherever they could. By the end of 2021, they had planted 3,500. Sue Martin Downhill came up with the idea, and the steering group of volunteers of 21st Century Tame have supported throughout. They have run more than 20 planting parties, each between 6 and 30 volunteers, with ages ranging from 7 to 80. They have had families and Duke of Edinburgh students join in the planting. Some planting volunteers have come just once, others multiple occasions. The residents of Tame and its surrounding area have been involved in the planting and also are the custodians of many of the trees of the Thames Tree project. The Thames Tree project has concentrated on planting on residential or private land. Over the course of the last year, they have also been working closely with Tame Green Living and with the Tame Town Council, and are hoping to be planting some trees on a residential estate where a very large tree has naturally come down. Funding for this will come from a kind donation from a couple who live in Tame. May I invite Sharon Smits and Sue Martin Downhill to step forward to receive the award. The fourth award in this category goes to the project name Hinxy Trail Regeneration and the nominated group name Hinxy Trail Regeneration CIC. This project aimed to improve public access paths and to engage public interest in rare local habitats by providing educational materials and information on the internet through a dedicated website and social media. It has been working to provide public understanding of the part played in the mitigation of climate change by the management of fenland habitat. Fenland is 20 times as efficient in terms of carbon sequestration per hectare as woodland. The wetland is a vital habitat for plants and invertebrates. The fen also plays an important part in holding back rainwater and preventing flooding in North and South Hinxy. The target audience is the residents of Botley and the wider Oxford area. New relationships have been developed with the Freshwater Habitats Trust, the Trust for Oxfordshire's Environment, Abingdon Green Gym, and the Hinxy Heights Partnership. Key outcome of this project has been increasing visitor numbers for the nature reserve and growing engagement in the importance of fenland management and its role in mitigating climate change. May I invite Nick Thorne and Hamideh Rimas to step forward to receive the award. The fifth award in this category goes to the project name and nominated group name of the Uffington Community Garden Association. The Uffington Community Garden Association was formed in 2012 to create a garden for the benefit of the whole community, regardless of age, ability, skills, or social or financial circumstances. They have transformed a neglected and overgrown eyesore full of rubbish into a productive, wildlife-friendly and inviting space for all to share. The group's vision has grown over time, welcoming many families, residents and children's groups to join in planting, growing and harvesting fresh produce, organically where possible, as well as simply enjoying the natural world. The space has become increasingly valued over the last 2 years during COVID-19. Their original aim was and is to maintain and continue to develop a welcoming community garden, growing produce to share. This means also not wanting to poison the environment which all life organisms call home, so they don't use pesticides or unnecessary plastics and grow organic and harvested seeds where possible. As custodians of this little patch of land, their purpose is to try and make a beautiful, healthy garden from what was a waste site, learning from each other and from the nature and environment around us. They embrace the journey as well as the bounty and share enthusiasm and knowledge as well as spuds. Visits from cubs and beavers have been very popular. They use their time to grow their own produce and tend their own patch, but also spend time looking for wildlife on site and getting to know how we can encourage and protect flora and fauna. Another local village now visits with their own group, and this year we've arranged for the local guide group to visit for the first time. They involve parents too, sending children home with information as well as fresh produce. This way their enthusiasm soon spreads. May I invite Heather Abel and Catherine Foxall to step forward to receive the award. The 6th award in this category goes to the project name Tame Green Living Plan under the nominated name Tame Green Living. This is the creation of a 10-year environmental plan by a voluntary group in Tame led by Charles Boundy, who is also receiving an award in the individuals category. This has subsequently been adopted by the Town Council with many achievements already viable. Taking 5 key themes: biodiversity, water, air, energy and waste, and creating the country's first 60-page green living plan to aid the local community to set a focused action plan. The main purpose was to create a major shift in environmental thinking and planning, tackle climate change by moving from fossil fuels to sustainable energy, limit street-level pollution, stop the collapse of our natural world from the destruction of habitats and species, and transform our approach to waste reuse and recycling. And this has led to improved road crossings and opening up green spaces, greening verges for wildflowers, involving local businesses to plant more trees. The plan has been a platform to pull the community to action. Adopted in 2020 by Tame Town Council, this is a 10-year plan for the community to build on. Specific days were set aside by the schools to enable them to work on green initiatives and be informed about the Green Living Plan. May I invite Charles Boundy and John Scott to step forward to receive the award. The 7th award in this category goes to the project name Sustainable Wantage, nominated group name Sustainable Wantage Community Benefit Society Limited. Now, this project is pursuing several initiatives. The mixed premises in the town that act as a focal point for recycling and carbon reduction. Secondly, repair and reuse of regular cafes for cycles, laptops, electrical equipment and other items. Thirdly, the production of a reuse, repair and recycle map. Fourthly, the mixed community fridge and wantage community larder initiatives to reduce food waste. Fifth, the Wild Wantage initiative to plant trees and hedges throughout the parish. And sixthly, the Carbon Impact Community Survey. Some of the key achievements of this project have been completion of a carbon impact community survey in 2020. Repair Cafe volunteers have worked on 75 items since starting back in-person events in July 2021, with a success rate of 69%. The laptop rescue crew have fixed up and rehomed 369 laptops, 37 tablets and 10 desktops since January the 21st. 192 of these devices went to school children. Wantage Community Larder now has 111 members. Wild Wantage, 1,400 trees were planted in November, working with the conservation volunteers. A further 200 hedge and tree whips were planted in December. May I invite Tracy Gardner, Joe Harvey and Jez Elkin to step forward to receive the award. The following citations are for the High Sheriff's Climate Action Heroes Awards for Social Enterprise category for services to climate action in Oxfordshire. And the first award goes to the project name River of Life 2 and the nominated group name Earth Trust. And as a local resident, may I say how pleased I am to see that the Earth Trust receives this award. River of Life 2 is Earth Trust's largest wetland creation project, which follows the success of River of Life 1. This project incorporates learning from River of Life 1 and transforms 3 locations along the rivers Thames and Tame, working in partnership with 2 other landowners, namely Church Farm Partnership and the Hurst Water Meadows Trust. The scale of the project is significant. A total of 46,000 square metres, which is equal to 6 football pitches, and is the largest floodplain wetland created on the banks of the River Thames. It is also the first project of its kind to research the carbon potential of floodplain wetlands and demonstrate how farming and wildlife can thrive hand in hand and be financially sustainable in the future. The planning and delivery of the project was developed with a range of impacts at the forefront: biodiversity, water flow and quality, and most innovatively, carbon emissions and minimising climate change. The carbon and climate impacts of this kind of wetland are currently unknown, and a novel partnership with the Environment Agency, Earth Trust and Bangor University aims to explore this potential in order to inform others for replication of similar projects that significantly contribute towards positive climate action within floodplains. The River Thames has been channeled for navigation over centuries, affecting the water flow, waterscape features and hydrology, and thereby no longer has many of the smaller backwaters and channels that are so beneficial to a huge number of insects, amphibians, birds, fish and aquatic plant life. The project sites have been chosen carefully and with extension of natural features and lie of the land to create 16 ponds, 7 backwater channels and 1.6 hectares of wet woodland. The creation of the new wetland features was completed in winter 2021 and public engagement structures are under construction during December, including a boardwalk to enable visitors to access and get close to the wetland, plus a major community-wide volunteer effort to plant over 4,000 trees that make up a significant new wet woodland that will support water, soil, biodiversity and carbon. The effects of the completed project will continue to deliver for the climate, biodiversity, residents and visitors for decades to come, and also form the basis for sharing their learning and monitoring the impacts with other landowners across the county. May I invite Jane Manley and Lee Ann Norris to step forward to receive the award. The second award in this category goes to the project name and nominated group name. And may I say about pronunciation, as an old chap, I called it Charwell Collective, but can you tell me if you prefer Cherwell?
We don't care.
This project provides activities guiding people to lower carbon footprint and outreach, including carbon quizzes, repurposing items using common household waste, and distributing surplus and second-hand items through community groups. They directly redistribute items to support a circular economy and reduce waste. In just under 8 months, Chawal Lada, just one of the project's groups, was estimated to have saved the equivalent of 1,500 trees' lifetimes by repurposing food surplus and making it available to the public. Oxford Party Library has over 1,000 users sharing items rather than throwing them away, reducing single-use items through shared crockery, for example, for dozens of events each year. They educate the public on what a carbon footprint is, and tips to reduce this through activities during the school holidays, and have also done this work particularly around eating seasonally for thousands of visitors at the Museum of Natural History in Oxford, where they have specifically demonstrated ways to change one's diet to lower the carbon footprint. And another one of the project's groups, Harvest at Home, planted over 600 trees in 2021 and continue to encourage growing food, planting trees, and getting more involved in growing and biodiversity in the community, providing insect hotels as well as DIY wormery kits in the public, alongside garden kits and trees for the home, and to provide trash to treasure guides and other educational materials directly to cover 900 users, encouraging repurposing of materials. So may I invite Emily Connolly and Mark Gunning to step forward to receive this award. The third award in this category goes to the project name and nominated group name of Farm Ed, CIC. Farm Ed's vision is to be a leading centre for farming and food education at the heart of local, regional and global agroecological transitions. Their mission is to provide learning spaces and events that inspire, educate and connect people to build sustainable farming and food systems that nourish people and regenerate the planet. They provide better farming systems that help sequester carbon back into the soil by promoting biodiversity through an agroecological system. They also inspire others to think about and consider where their food comes from and how this affects the climate. On their 107-acre farm, they have planted 15,000 trees, incorporating agroforestry, a heritage orchard, and hedges. They also developed a natural flood management scheme to help reduce flooding in the nearby Ascot under Wychwood, an 8-year crop rotation to build soil health, sequester carbon, and provide habitat for farmland birds. Bird species have increased from 44 species to 87 species since 2014. The on-site community-supported agricultural scheme, the Kitchen Garden People, provide fresh and nutritious vegetables to 120 local families through their weekly box scheme, helping to reduce food miles. Central to Farm Ed are 3 eco buildings, including a multifunctional educational meeting and conference space in Building 1, and a farm to fork kitchen and demonstration area in Building 2. The micro dairy and farming operations utilise Building 3. In 2021, Farm Ed welcomed approximately 10,000 visitors to Farm Ed on the training courses and events programme. May I therefore invite Sophie Wilkinson and Ian Wilkinson to step forward to receive the award. The following citations are for the High Sheriff's Climate Action Heroes Awards for the Individuals category for services to climate action in Oxfordshire. The first is a joint nomination for Hilary and Graham Brown, nominated group name Sustainable Woodstock UK. Sustainable Woodstock, which I'm told is abbreviated to SUSWOO, was founded in 2007. Hilary and Graham were amongst the founding members of SUSWOO. Hilary has been the chair for 5 years. She and Graham not only drive activity with sustainable Woodstock, but raise awareness in the community and beyond in relation to environmental, climate change and biodiversity matters. Activities in which Hilary and Graham have been initiators and or leaders include Suswoo's campaign to reduce one-use plastic around the town. Suswoo designed and arranged production of jute and canvas shopping bags to use instead of plastic shopping bags. Suswoo has been selling these now for over 10 years, and Hilary and Graham waste no opportunity to sell bags at events in Woodstock. More recently, they have led a further campaign to reduce single-use plastic, revisiting retail units, cafes and bars in Woodstock to revive enthusiasm for reducing single-use plastic. We have no specific data to provide evidence of plastic use reduction, but it is relatively unusual to be offered a plastic bag in local shops and sales of the sustainable Woodstock shopping bags continue to be popular. Helping with setting up a group buying scheme to provide solar panels on roofs in Woodstock, one of the first projects for Suswoo in 2010. Creating and planting a community woodland, 1,600 trees, to celebrate 900 years of Woodstock in 2011. Hilary and Graham then negotiated with Blenheim Estate for a lease to the town council of a further patch of land adjacent to the woodland to plant a community orchard in 2019-2020. For both the woodland and the orchard, Hilary and Graham have been central to enabling survival of the trees by ensuring a watering rota through dry and very hot periods, and developing groups to help with mulching the trees, clearing other vegetation, and very recently preparing the ground in the orchard for a wildflower meadow. During the lockdown period, which initially was very hot and dry, they nurtured the newly planted orchard single-handed. May I therefore invite Hilary and Graham Brown to step forward to receive their award. The second award in this category goes to Aleister Morris for various community and green projects, including Marston Community Gardening. Aleister is the dynamo who has set up so many good community and green projects. These include the community garden, kitchen co-op, several tree planting projects, renewing underappreciated green spaces, and planting a fruit tree garden. May I therefore invite Aleister Morris to step forward to receive his award.
Well, thank you very much. Another gift.
The third award in this category goes to Charles Boundy under the nominated group name Tame Green Living Plan. Charles Boundy led the Tame Green Living Plan, developed over 6 years with the RSA and supported by many other individuals in the community. This has, as we have noted, had a significant impact on Tame, with multiple projects and partnerships emerging. May I therefore invite Charles Boundy to step forward to receive his award. The fourth award in this category goes to Emma Arnold under the nominated group name We Set Education Programme. Emma has developed a remarkable set of educational resources for Key Stage 2 children about clean energy, all available online. She has consistently done outstanding work to get young people engaged, going well beyond the original aims of the project. She has set up virtual tours of the wind and solar farms while under lockdown. She also developed We Set's exhibition for the Great Big Green Week and helped with an exhibit that went to COP26. This work enables local schools in Oxfordshire to provide high-quality lessons on the need for and the value of clean, renewable energy in tackling the climate crisis. These include accessible games as well as worksheets and so on. There are also more general resources. All these help build awareness and engagement and break down any misconceptions. May I therefore invite Emma Arnold to step forward to receive her award. fifth award in this category goes to Emily Kerr under the nominated group name Share Our Cars. Emily has set up a new type of car sharing using a closed loop, i.e. people lend out their car to a group, in her case local residents of a few East Oxford streets. This is done through the company Hire Car, which means all insurance and admin are dealt with so easily for everyone to get involved. Emily is promoting her scheme to other interested groups and answers queries, gives webinar talks and so on. Individual car transport is a major source of greenhouse gas emissions. Cars are not used for more than 90% of the time on average and require space to be parked. This uses up valuable land, while being tarmacked causes water runoff and contributes to flooding problems. If we use Emily's system of sharing cars, we are making better use of resources by sharing them. We will also have more pleasant, livable streets not filled with parked cars. Emily has herself stopped owning a car. The scheme is working well in her area. She has been featured in local and national media and aims to spread the scheme by encouraging others to set up their own versions. May I therefore invite Emily Kerr to step forward to receive her award. The sixth award in this category goes to Emily Connolly under the nominated group name of the Charwell Collective. Emily has been supporting local groups to empower and educate the community, reduce food waste and increase well-being. Using donated food destined for landfill to learn how to cook, feed people who are vulnerable, COVID shielding or facing financial hardship, and creating a resilient community to help each other. By learning how to prepare viable food which would have ended up in landfill and recycling cardboard, they have saved over 1 million tonnes of CO2 since inception. Teaching people a whole array of skills, from how to grow food, recycle waste and reuse items, which has reduced transport emissions and saved products from landfill. May I invite Emily Connolly to step forward to receive her award. The following citations are for the High Sheriff's Climate Action Heroes Awards for the business and public sector categories for services to climate action in Oxfordshire. First award goes to the project name of the Dunn School Green Group under the nominated group name of the Dunn School University of Oxford. Dunn School Green Group has brought Leaf Awards to the department for the research scientists to do scientific discoveries in an environmentally sustainable way by reducing plastic usage and plastic waste. They have been washing tubes, recycling lab gloves, generating awareness to plan experiments, brought 100% recycled printing paper, stopping all plastic cups and single-use water bottles. This year, out of 23 labs across the University of Oxford, 13 were from Dunn School that have received various awards. The department is becoming the role model across the universities. Everyone is creating a green group and trying to follow their various green initiatives. Created awareness across the labs, departments and universities not to waste water, electricity, plastic, switching off instruments after use, shut the sash, recycle more, wash and reuse plastic, getting glass alternatives, not flying to conferences, working from home, cycle or walk or take public transport to work, printing less and on recycled paper, brought Bike Doctor at the Dunn School with free labour charge, sharing reagents and equipment, ordering in bulk to avoid multiple deliveries, recycling gloves and masks through TerraCycle. All these activities reduce carbon dioxide emissions going into the atmosphere and reduce plastic waste going in landfills, and it saves water and electricity. May I therefore invite Sarah Soria, Professor Anton van der Merwe, and Ms. Lily Hahn to step forward to receive the award. The second award in this category, and the final award of the morning, goes to the project name of Increasing Recycling and Sustainability under the nominated group name, the Orthotics Team at Nuffield Orthopaedic Centre at Oxford University Hospital's NHS Foundation Trust. The orthotics manufacturing industry produces semi-industrial waste, and the department concentrates on three main areas of sustainability improvements made within the orthotics production department: the reduction in metal use, reduction in plaster of Paris, POP, and the recycling of thermoplastic. Key achievements have been, first, reduction in metal use. The first improvement of reduction in metal involved reusing the steel rods to insert into plaster casts for moulding thermoplastics. The team have been able to reduce their steel use by 80% by removing and reusing these steel rods, and a subsequent 78% reduction in spend. Secondly, the reduced plaster of Paris, POP. POP used primarily for the manufacture of spinal braces and foot impressions for insoles is environmentally damaging and difficult to dispose of due to the release of hazardous hydrogen sulfide during decomposition. However, at OUH, POP has been replaced by computer-assisted design and computer-aided manufacture, meaning patients are scanned and their bodies are carved from a type of foam instead of being wrapped in plaster bandage. This has resulted in a 69% reduction in usage and 78% reduction in spend. To handle this waste, the Trust was using specialist water management company to break the waste down using a highly industrialised process which consumed large amounts of energy. Furthermore, the nearest specialist site was almost 150 miles away in Rotherham, which was again adding to the carbon footprint. Now, the small amount of POP used can be processed as normal clinical waste, and the specialist foam used is recycled again into foot carvings for insoles. The third benefit is recycling thermoplastic. Since 2018, the team have recycled 3.5 tonnes of thermoplastic. May I invite, therefore, Erin Jones and Rebecca Cullen to step forward to receive the award. Back to you, Monica.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Patrick. Well done. Now, I have the great honour of inviting Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant for Oxfordshire, Mrs. Marjorie Glasgow, PEM. So welcome, and for concluding remarks. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Manoa. It's a privilege to be here, seeing and hearing about all the things Oxfordshire people are doing to give their time and talent in this important area. When Manoa first told me about this idea of doing climate action hero awards, I thought, he's got it again. Many years ago, you may know, Manoa started work in the area of racial and religious harmony. He got the timing right on that. Then the awards for people that were doing things for COVID relief in our communities. That was extremely timely. And now this. My comment, if you don't know Manoa, what I would say one of the main things his life work seems to be is to get us to realize we're all on the same team. Congratulations, Manoa. You've done a wonderful job. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Lord Lieutenant's role, someone commented as I walked in, what a great uniform. I serve as the Queen's representative in Oxfordshire, but I serve alongside 37 very hardworking deputy lieutenants in Oxfordshire. We are, and Manoa is also a deputy lieutenant, I'm very pleased to say. We are non-political and we're unpaid. Coincidentally, my full-time work is in renewable energy and peatland restoration, so these awards really mean a lot to me. Two things that the Lieutenancy is working on this year that you may be familiar with is the Queen's Green Canopy efforts. We have organized the planting so far of thousands of trees. We'd love to plant even more as an honor to Her Majesty the Queen in her Platinum Jubilee year. So if anyone has any questions about planting trees for this purpose, please be in touch with me or look at the Oxfordshire Lieutenancy's website, and you can get quite a bit of information about what we're doing. The other thing that we're doing that I'm very proud of in conjunction with the Oxfordshire County Council is every new citizen of the United Kingdom that goes through the citizenship ceremony here in Oxfordshire is being either given a tree to plant themselves, or a tree is being planted in their honor over this year. That might not seem like much. Many people may not realize there are 1,300 people per year that become citizens in Oxfordshire. So that's something we're very excited about. As I said earlier, we are so fortunate to live here. We are fortunate to have so many individuals willing to give so much, to step out and take chances to make things happen. How do we spread these ideas and examples across not only Oxfordshire, but the country? How do we draw on your experience and knowledge to make a bigger difference? Again, back to Manawa, we're all on the same team, and as a team, we can make a big difference, and we just need your help. If you have any ideas and you'd like to connect either in through the Lieutenancy, through the county, or a group like Farm Ed would be a great one to work with, please be in touch and help us replicate the wonderful works that you've done. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Just finally, really well done, a heartfelt well done to you all, because it takes commitment, energy, vision to do what you've been doing. And I'm so pleased that I could play a small part in sharing your stories to our county and hopefully inspiring others. I want to again thank you, Georgina, for hosting us. I'm sorry we've kind of gone slightly over. I totally underestimated how long it would take. But look, I have unsung heroes in my own family. So this is going to be the last sort of ceremony. My eldest daughter, who's been doing a lot of my social media, she's finishing off her essays for UCL. She's doing a master's, so she's not here. I think she's having a sleep. She's been up all night trying to finish it off. She's my hero. Zainab, I have 6 daughters. So Zainab, Sugra, Bushra, and also Ghulam Fatima was the middle one, the youngest one. Look, big thank you to you for kind of spending your weekend sorting all of this out. Thank you very much for all your help that you've given me in my year. And it's been a right sort of family effort, but I want to recognise that. And of course my wife and, a huge support. Without them I couldn't do what I do, so big thank you to you. I wish you all the very best in terms of your work for the future. And as the Lord Lieutenant said, the Lieutenants are here to support you. And if there's anything that we can do, certainly encourage. That's what we're for, encourage what you're doing. So thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Chris, as it's Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee, for Her Majesty the Queen, hip hip!